Everybody's talking about it today. You've heard about it. It's the great debate tonight on WHAS 11 and ABC News. What very well could be the only presidential debate between former President Donald Trump and the Vice President Kamala Harris. They are really in a sprint in the final few weeks to the White House. ABC News early coverage tonight will begin at 8 o'clock. Keep that in mind. That's the hour-long lead up to the 90-minute debate, which starts at 9 here on WHAS 11. Abortion and reproductive rights will be a big topic tonight in the debate. That's why on Monday, WHAS 11 News headed to Cincinnati. States like Kentucky have near total bans on the procedure. But where are women in Kentucky now traveling in waves to get an abortion? To Ohio and the Planned Parenthood location in Cincinnati. Tonight, Isaiah Kim Martinez and senior photojournalist Alyssa Newton are talking to the people who run the Ohio Center and Kentucky Republicans.
So this is our entrance to our surgical center here at Southwest Ohio.
An hour and a half from Louisville.
Waiting area that patients would sit in after they check in for their visit.
Planned Parenthood's Dr. Sharon Liner shows us the abortion clinic she helps run in Cincinnati as medical director.
Education about the procedure, their ultrasound, lab work if indicated.
Her staff seeing patients traveling over from Kentucky often. We're told more than from any other surrounding state.
We are the pro-life party. And I'd start with that.
Abortions in Kentucky are illegal in almost every instance, except to save the life of the patient, a law passed by state Republicans in power.
There are people within our party that have different views on that topic.
There are no exceptions for rape or incest, though Don Fitzpatrick, chairman of the Jefferson County Republican Party, tells me there are conversations happening. Do you believe that Republicans do want exceptions?
Personally, I've talked to a number of Republicans that do. They're more socially liberal, but I've also talked to Republicans that are basically very pleased with what the legislature has come forward with.
State lawmakers filed 2 exceptions bills this last session. One called Hadley's Law, named after abortion rights advocate and rape survivor Hadley Duval, an Owensboro native who met me in Cincinnati.
Senator David Yates was ready, and we couldn't even get it into a committee.
One of the bills was sponsored by Senator David Yates of Louisville.
Yes.
A Democrat.
Most people, and even the polling says, we agree there should be some exceptions, but how do we do that?
The other bill, filed by Republican State Representative Ken Fleming, a sign of potential bipartisan support, yet neither saw any movement. What's the disconnect?
I think that there was a fear of being held politically accountable. There's some straw man arguments that are put up where the people are attacked and beat down.
Will Kentucky Republicans alter the state's near total abortion ban? Fleming gave me a statement reading, "We are considering several bills, including this one. We will have a better idea in December."
Because we don't see this landscape changing quickly over the next decade.
But back at the Planned Parenthood in Cincinnati, they say they're responding to reality.
And then if we walk into the back, then this is where patients would have their procedural abortions.
A continued influx of patients from the bluegrass for the months and potentially years to come.
Going to be a big topic on the debate tonight. Again, you were just in Ohio, where voters there in that state, a Republican-dominated state, have successfully pushed against the abortion bans. And Kentucky, though, watching all this right across the Ohio River, are lawmakers here going the other way at all, too? We seem to have this disconnect between the voters and the lawmakers.
Well, Doug, that comes down to that constitutional amendment. Just a couple years ago, the majority of Kentucky voters, slight majority, had voted in favor of essentially leaving the Constitution alone, not or supporting the fact that the state constitution does support a right for an abortion. The question now, though, becomes whether Republicans, specifically in power, will allow for any of those exceptions. We'll go ahead and pass some of those bills. We do understand there is bipartisan support to listen to it, but whether they actually get something passed, that is another question we'll have to see in 2025.
Okay, Isaiah, thank you very much.